The divine is asking you to break free of a toxic cycle. This could be an abusive relationship. This could be a toxic family system. This could be you continually taking on the burden, the workload in the workplace. This could be you being the scapegoat in the friend circle. The list goes on. There's something that's been on repeat, and this could be for generations on repeat. This could be lifetimes on repeat. In this moment in time, the divine is calling judgment. Time's up for someone or something. It's time to close out this cycle. You're meant to take a chance, a healthy risk, and you don't have to look back. Step forward. You could have been confused of what is love and what is someone causing confusion, what is drama versus what is healthy communication. You could be confused by someone speaking very softly, but in the background telling lies. This could mean different things for each of you. I'm getting a few different scenarios, so please only take what resonates. That goes for this or any reading. I'm getting a lot this morning, so let's go through that. I'm hearing they know how to use the bat phone. So there's a way that someone knows how to work your empathy meters. There's some way that someone knows how to beam out a telepathic message. There could be some sort of energy attachment. There could be a need to cord cut and cleanse. There could be some sort of energetic enmeshment. And this is another layer of healing, another layer of clearing for the collective consciousness that you're being called to do. This is part of you elevating standards and frequencies on this planet in this lifetime. Just because someone pings you with the bat phone doesn't mean you pick up the call. It is up to you to discern what is a healthy source to connect to. I don't know why they're giving it to you like that, healthy source. Maybe there's some sort of codependent pattern that needs to be released. And maybe there are abandoned wounds that someone's pulling on, something of the sort. Just because someone needs you. And they were giving it to me earlier, kind of like if someone is in an addictive cycle, you don't always bail them out financially, right? Because that perpetuates that. Somehow they've got to learn to stand on their own 2 feet. And I mean, I really feel like you're meant to call back your energy and force someone to take energetic accountability. You could have been someone's source or supply, and they know how to pull on you and tug at you. And it could have taken some time before you realize what was your thoughts versus what are their projections. What are your emotions versus this entanglement that you have. You're meant to protect your peace. Someone could have wanted to keep you bound to them. And so this could be like a long, intimate relationship. Maybe you had this on and off thing again, but you still feel them energetically pull, and maybe you always answered that call when they pulled at you. But think of it like this: you're constantly like weeding your garden. You constantly like cut the grass or do laundry or wash the dishes. There's some sort of like, I don't want to say ritual, but it could be some sort of cleansing pattern or some sort of upkeep that is necessary, because while you're leveling up and moving on, right? I'm hearing greater heights. This person is still stuck in their ways. You could have been their leg up in the workplace. You could have been an energetic source if you had an on and off again intimate relationship. Maybe they were in some kind of toxic pattern, work overload. Maybe you were a third party, and they come to you, fill their energetic cup, and then go about their toxic ways and go back to a toxic family system, something like that. This could be a toxic family system where you're always the scapegoat, the black sheep, so that they don't have to look at themselves. They keep pointing the finger at you and talking about you, so they don't have to take accountability for their own actions or clean up their own mess. You're a divine source. You're not meant to spill out and overgive. So there could be some need for energetic, emotional boundaries or otherwise. They were giving me very strongly yesterday, blinders off, that you're breaking free. This feels like horse spirit. Like in some readings, I was given the information that the divine kind of puts blinders up, kind of like the horse and buggy. There's the horse and buggies that have to drive, you know, trot on the road, they have blinders on so that they're not afraid of the car, so they can go forward. Sometimes the divine doesn't give you all the information, right? They put some sort of blinders up so that you go forward. They go in the direction that they send you. This can also be you, like, I'm seeing a kid, you know, when kids play hide and go seek, they just cover their eyes. They don't realize like the rest of them is exposed. So there's something to that. I think someone or something or a group was trapped in toxicity, and with you taking the blinders off and you leveling up, you can see what others didn't want to speak to. This is that sweeping under the rug kind of energy. It's like everybody harboring these secrets in the family system, right? Toxic family system. This could be someone who's gaslighting you that you're in an intimate relationship with, and what they're saying and how they're acting aren't matching up, but they've pulled on you, or you've been enmeshed energetically, emotionally in some way that somehow you see past it, or you give them a pass, something like this. Notice, they were giving me to notice the narrative, like they're giving you tidbits of truth, right? So the words and actions might be not be lining up, but they're going to give you little hints of truth. I don't know why they're showing it to me like the croutons on the salad. That's something for someone. Okay, you're going to feel the difference when it lands with truth. I guess I should explain myself. I am gluten sensitive, so there have been times like I've been to a restaurant and I'm like, no croutons, and you could tell when they like pick them off, and my stomach lets me know that they're still crumbs. So I feel like there's some sort of like, maybe you have like an energetic or emotional hangover. It could be riding those highs and lows, like dopamine highs, you know, and then like having them not with you feels like you feel. This could be some sort of intimate connection that feels addictive, emotionally addictive. There could be some kind of chemical highs and lows that you ride out, and the divine keeps kind of putting that bug in your ear, keeps whispering in your ear to like pay attention. So if someone's giving you like excuses, the divine might be like, hey, you know what I mean? So really, for the long haul, what can you accept and what will you choose to reject? I feel like they're creating confusion on purpose, creating confusing conditions. This could be in the workplace where you might, you know, someone is always like putting tacks in front of the tire in meetings, to where like you never actually come to a conclusion because they keep just like shifting the narrative in a meeting, so the group doesn't come to a conclusion, so you're always spinning the wheels in the meeting. This could be in the workplace where someone is constantly like, it's kind of like pulling the rug out, so there can't be any flow or system put in place where things kind of ride smoothly, right? And that way they can divert from their the fact that they really aren't doing a good job, something like this. This could be, again, someone in an intimate relationship always pulling away from you, so you never really see them, but really you see them, something like that. There's some way that they're spinning the truth or putting you in a cycle of spinning your wheels, and the divine is saying, come on, let's go. We're done with this. You gave them a shot. They had a chance. You gave them a couple shots and gave them a chance. If you've been going back and forth with someone, right, you might have noticed a change when they came back, right? They gave you enough. They gave you, like, instead of like breadcrumbs, they give you a piece of a bread or something, give you just like a little bit more on the return. But also notice how their game playing went a little darker, how they went a little harder at you to hurt you, right? It intensifies. It continues to intensify. They're giving overload. Give me the word overload. By you walking away and not playing into the cycle, not arguing for your peace, but protecting your peace, you're putting them in upset. And so this upset is what you might feel, because they're looking at themselves going, I created this, right? They might have kept flipping the blame on you, making it look like you're the problem, keep flipping the blame on you, flipping the script that the reason things aren't working out is from something you did. And they could use like a little shred of truth, but they're like totally giving a word salad. Maybe that's where salad is coming through, just like giving a word salad rather than taking accountability or having an honest dialogue. This could be the workplace, family system, or interpersonal relationship. Take it where it resonates. These are all bonded deck energies. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Time's up, divine call, judgment. And you had to learn what was love and what was gaslighting. You had to learn. And you have to take a chance on yourself that you deserve better. You deserve better. It's time to take a chance on yourself. Take a chance on, while you might know these toxic cycles, you might know about these games someone plays and you might be able to endure it. You might be able to handle the workload that's passed your way. You might be used to the toxic family traditions. Doesn't mean you have to stay. Doesn't mean you have to stay. Blindsided. You could be blindsided by the way someone treated you, like the divine, by the divine putting the blinders on, taking the blinders off. You're like, wow, you were purposely trying to hurt me. Wow, you've been talking smack about my back to the higher ups. Wow, you purposely went out of your way to create confusion. This could be something like that. So whatever connection this is, things were not balanced. Things were not balanced. And they had to play these games to try to balance the scales. In the workplace, they knew you had a higher skill set than you did. So they had to like poke at you in order to try to take you down. But your work speaks for itself, right? This could be in the family system. You know, they see you as the black sheep are actually like the swan, the ugly duckling to the swan. And by you glowing and not taking the heat, not taking all of that, like, I mean, it feels like a heavy load. By not carrying that heavy load, by dropping that heavy load, you're able to level up. And again, the work speaks for itself. The emotional work you're doing on yourself, you leveling up, is speaking for themselves, and it is exposing some sort of truth. This feels like underdog energy. They underestimated your ability to pull out of this cycle because they're not able to pull out of it. They underestimated your connection with the divine to receive the messages you needed to hear loud and clear. This could have been true love for you. And it might have taken some time for you to see that they were gaslighting you. It might have taken some time for you to see that they were hurting you on purpose. It might have been hard for you to hear that someone was using you for your money. You have the ability to edit. And this feels more like cut cords energy. I don't know. They might have wanted to, I'm sorry, if you, I don't want to go too political, but, you know, maybe they wanted to cut your show, but, you know, the numbers are true and they can't take you out. This could be you having a heart-to-heart talk, you sitting. This feels like more like you being strong and grounded in your own energy to hear clearly. So that you're not like, right? So how can you put yourself in this place, this stoic energy, so that you hear the truth, so that you can see through the red tape, so that you can notice the red flags? If they're always like spinning you, always stirring you up emotionally, you're not like solid to hear and see, you know what I'm saying? So like if they've got you stirred up emotionally, your discernment meters could be off, and they could have underestimated your ability to remain calm and focused, to actually pick up on these red flags. When I was getting the word upset, this felt more like, tournament play. There's been some sort of upset of what they expected the outcome to be, like a tournament bracket, the underdog wins, something like that. I feel like this with the deadline, the divine is like, the divine called justice. And so rather than you doing the work to prove yourself, rather than you playing into the games where someone's trying to balance scales in a game that they're staging, let the divine bring about the balance. You might not know how it's going to turn out. And there's more for you. Ooh, contestant and the bachelor. So this is telling me, let it come to you. Let it come to you that there are more options in life and love, that you have choices of what you will reject and what you will accept. It's time to take some healthy risk and move on. Stop spinning your wheels. It's time to go. They did tell me the other day, like, lay off the brakes. Lay off the brakes. So I think if you made the choice to move on, if the divine called judgment and you listen, we're not looking back. I think part of these blinders are the rose-colored glasses that you had on, right? I don't know why I'm getting like Thelma and Louise energy. We're not looking back. Like, I choose me, my peace. This is like game over energy. I'm not talking about taking yourself out, please. This is not what I'm saying. Let's say, like, if you're playing a video game, it's like leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. And on one level, like as you level up, it's game over for someone else. It's like you're playing the 2-player game. Their game is over and you level up. Could be a late bloomer. So we're talking about the family system or some sort of friend group. Maybe you were bullied, teased, outcast, right? As the ugly duckling, but really you're this elegant swan. Sometimes the swan energy is associated with the twin flame. Only take it as it resonates. Please don't dance in delusion. The gossip could be getting to you. You could feel that. The divine can be whispering in your ear what someone is saying behind your back. They're letting you know the truth. Pay attention to that. That person that smiles to your face, the divine might be giving you information that they're talking smack behind your back. That person that talks all sweet and soft doesn't mean that they got a kind heart. Something like that. Someone didn't know that you could transform the energy. There could be a new beginning, a new commitment, and this commitment is from you to you as someone packs their bags, as you end this cycle and commit to yourself. All right, let's move on from this deck. What does a full house, maybe you've got a full house. I don't know if that's in cards or maybe someone had a, like, you take what you can get kind of energy. Perhaps you grew up in a full house and you just, like, you weren't treated real well. Like, there was neglect, there was an abuse, there's toxic teasing, that sort of thing. And so you couldn't recognize what it was you were meant to commit to because your baseline. Ooh. And that's how probably people played off your empathy meters. This is probably how you gave someone a pass, right? Maybe you could see through them the whole time and that made someone uncomfortable, and that's why they were always like hit it and quit it, or they dodge. I'm here, you dodge a bullet, but it could be like someone never let you get too close because they're afraid that you could see them for who they are, but you really could. But you were seeing into their potential. You were giving them a pass for their lies. There's a commitment here. The divine, I feel like, has a new, like, proposition, proposal, opportunity, doors opening for you. Pressure builds diamonds kind of energy. The timing might need to be ripe for this, you know what I mean? Someone could be thinking about committing to someone new. If someone's returning, right, because that does happen if you go back and forth with somebody, notice the energy over the words. Notice not just the energy and the time that you share, but how you feel in the space in between, to give you a little bit more information of whether this is it to commit to or no, choose you. I feel like the divine's saying choose you. Something I'm missing because these cards aren't moving. Awakening, new truth, a new order. Something about Instagram, someone might be looking at your page. False flame. False flame. So you could have been dealing with someone who had gifts. Like they're not basic. They were able to manipulate on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Like they can read the room, they could read you, they could pull on your empathy meters, they can send it out, that message. They knew how to call on you, they knew how to use the bat phone, that sort of thing. But are they just giving you a word salad rather than a true commitment? At the end of the day, what are they really showing you? At the end of the day, is it time to move on and break free of this? Six of Swords is a movement energy. Six of Wands is victory. Does someone just want a victory over you rather than ride into the sunset with you? There's difference. Some of these partners just want the skin you're in. They don't actually want to commit to you. Let's see what fell before. Malfunction. Maybe they wanted you to malfunction in some way. Maybe you weren't willing to look at yourself. Jessica Tarloff used this when she was talking recently, and she was just basically saying, like, look under the hood, right? It's like, don't call someone else on the scratch here and there or something on the outside. If you're going to call it out, call it all out, sort of thing. But she used the analogy of, like, under the hood. That's 3. We got a 9. I feel like someone's giving you... Did you take on a project rather than a partner? Have you been carrying the load rather than being a balanced relationship? But it's like the divine gave you this manual, this special manual, and this could be part of your experience. This could be you willing to do the work, but someone else is not. You're not meant to carry this heavy load. They got to do some work. 23-5, something's changing. You could have had good chemistry with this. Could have been a good time, not a long time. I mean, but you're going to keep taking this word salad? Let's see what maybe you weren't working with a mature individual. Maybe the level that they were at is just to play games. Like that's enough for them, rather than like a deep interpersonal soul connection. That made them uncomfortable, but they are totally comfortable with playing games and creating confusion, because then they feel like they're in control. Therefore, they feel like they've got the win, right? And that's all they wanted, was the win of you, right? This doesn't feel like notch in a belt energy, because I feel like there was more here. Maybe they made a spectacle of themselves, or was someone in the workplace is making it. This feels like someone telling on themselves kind of energy. 48, 12, 3. This is telling me discern. Don't follow blindly. They'll tell themselves, if you sit still and don't get caught up. That's that host energy. You can transform this. You can transform this. I feel like this one meant to come out. I don't know why I picked it up like that. This is the bat phone energy. And I've been there where it's like, because you have a telepathic bond, you feel that there's more, that the energetic aftermath of interacting with someone, deeply or not, is different, strange. So it's like, you might have read into it rather than use that as like toe in the water or a little bit of information. This is read the room, listen to what they say, listen between the lines. This is, how do you feel emotionally, right? On your own accord, how do you feel emotionally with them? How do you feel emotionally after any interaction, even if it's just going out for coffee? How do you feel energetically in their presence? Do you feel fueled? Do you feel overloaded? Do you feel burdened? Do you feel like pulled in? There could be some sort of energetic attachment. There could be some sort of energetic enmeshment. They could have there could be something toxic energetically that needs to be cleared, and you need to protect yourself from. You're going to transmute this energy, and I think that's what's unexpected here. Someone could be put on your path to block your destiny. Someone in the workplace could be blocking you, trying to block you from getting that promotion. Someone in the family could be just following the toxic patterns rather than like manning up, leveling up. A tree branch just fell from a tree to the ground. Maybe you're meant to disconnect from the family tree. And like, it's healthy for you to connect your soul family and create your own family, something like that. Listen to the messages. And so someone could be telepathically communicating with you, and notice the communication they're giving you telepathically. Notice your own thoughts. Notice the communication you receive with your guide team. There's layers and levels to what you receive energetically, emotionally, socially. So it's just, you're really meant to do some self-care and tap in. Metamorphosis, you're gonna get past this, whatever this is. Rear view mirror, like, keep going. Allow yourself to level up. Keep going. Allow yourself to level up. Don't be a lady, be a legend kind of energy. You're going to show a new way. Maybe the way you clean house. You know what I'm saying? People speak about it when you're gone. Maybe the artwork that you create in this lifetime will be revered after you're gone. Like Frida Kahlo energy. Don't take the blame. Don't follow the shame. Don't get tied into the toxic patterns. While they're living with regret, who cares? You want change behavior. We are after change behavior, not an apology. Not some lofty bullshit. Someone could be numbing themselves out. Could be making a head over heart decision. You might be trying to tune out some way. Damn, this came out again. Did it? How'd that happen? Maybe you level up. This could be that promotion, right? It could be pocket watching. This could be you stepping away from toxic relationships and now having, I'm hearing heart of gold. Maybe you're going to connect with someone who has a heart of gold. Someone who's not going to numb out. Someone who's not a ticking time bomb. Not someone who repeats the same patterns that you experienced in. What's your criteria? What do you want? What do you expect? What do you deserve? So what does it mean to be in a healthy relationship? What does it mean to be in a healthy, balanced friendship? What does a healthy family system look like? What does a healthy interpersonal relationship look like? What's a healthy workplace? Like, what do you need out of this? What are your terms and conditions? It's time for you to lay that out and put that out into the universe. Try not to numb out, right? Check in, clear, clean, cut cords, all the things, self-care, and check in, tune in. The divine is leading you here to rise up, Seven of Wands, to level up. You're in integrity. You have integrity. Played themselves and they play you. Played you. Stay in your lane. Keep going. Right? And write it out. So what, they call you a B, right? So what? Or maybe you didn't recognize that someone was a B. You know what I'm saying? Let them crash out. Remain in a stoic, solid energy and let them tell themselves, let them crash out. That's how you're going to transform this relationship. Don't keep taking the hits. You might be living rent-free in someone's head, and that's what you're picking up on, but you're not meant to allow them to take up space in your energy and in your mind. And so do what you need to do, the self-care. Don't numb out to get them out, but evaluate the circumstances and keep on going. Keep going. Stop spinning your wheels. Played themselves when they played you. Damn. So reevaluate this soul contract. What will you say yes to? What do you want to commit to for the long haul? What looks like, what did you gain from this? Like, what did you learn from this situation? But what did you learn from your family system that you are perpetuating now or have? And the divine is saying, we're breaking free of this illusion. We're breaking free of this toxic pattern. We're breaking out of this cycle. You are no longer meant to carry this heavy load of got more for yourself. Free yourself up. What do you want for the long haul? Long haul. Don't live rent-free. Like, so you're living rent-free in someone's head. Don't let them take up space in yours, right? Commit to your higher order. Maybe it's time for you to put your B face on, something like that. Anyway, do hope this serves well. Sending you lots of love and light your way. Please only take what resonates.